Now, one thing is for certain is that the majority of the general public don't want to hear from actors anymore. They don't want to hear from all of these celebrities really lecturing them on politics and their overall agenda, everything to do with DEI and all of that nonsense that, by the way, has been being shoehorned into different studios, into different projects for many years, I would say at least, but since 2015. And now you have those out there like Alec Baldwin who are getting very angry toward the public for really just turning against them and really just waking up to what's been going on for so long now. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Alec Baldwin is that, well, whatever he says, it basically just does not make anything better for his case, because he's only digging a bigger hole in the ground for himself. He already destroyed his career after his recent comments went viral a couple weeks ago. You guys may recall where he called the majority of the American people uneducated, misinformed, and just flat out having no clue of what's going on in this world today. And that really offended a lot of people out there and really woke up a lot of those that were just casual fans of Alec Baldwin to just say, yeah, I'm not going to support your work anymore or anything that you worked on in the past. And, you know, we already know that Alec Baldwin's been getting a lot of heat as well on top of that with the whole controversy with the whole trial and everything that he went through. But what's interesting about this is that yet again, we know that Alec Baldwin continues to go on rants. He continues to make these arguments that's just making things worse. Let's jump into this. Now, one thing about Alec Baldwin is that we know that he's very angry, alright? He has said some of the most ludicrous things out there, like he supports feminism, and at the same exact time, he goes against everything that what he says, right? It's one thing to say if you're a feminist, but then he actually says things that actually counter all of that, and that's basically typical Alec Baldwin. Now, with the entire film industry already in financial flames due to the public backlash, and for valid reasons, since so many celebrities got too involved in politics, one major development that is now going on involves yet another rant coming from Baldwin after destroying his own career after pushing his comments about the American people, like I said before, being uneducated and misinformed, and how that backfired basically on a major scale on top of his entire career. So Alec delivered the following. There are many out there that took my comments as offensive when I called the majority of Americans uneducated and misinformed, and I stand by those comments because that's why we lost the election in 2024, and it's a damn shame knowing that our likelihood was resting on so many Americans that were unwilling to take the time to really know what was going on and all the wrongs happening in this country. But what I find disgraceful is that these are the same people that believe in freedom but have no issue when I bring up the facts that so many are uneducated and how that magically has consequences for the roles that we are offered as actors. Does anyone see the hypocrisy there, and just how so many in this country are hypocritical when they challenge our arguments and throw out all of these critiques? This is exactly what we have been talking about all along, and why some people need to just shut up and stay quiet for the greater good of this world. So no, I have no regrets about what I said and the things that I actually put out there, and sure, it put me in a rough spot. I mean, who didn't see that one coming, right? That's what this country is all about now, where you really can't speak your mind without consequences. So guys, let me just stop here about what Alec is saying again, is that he's obviously very frustrated with the fact that, well, basically after those comments that he said, which, by the way, were indeed offensive to a lot of Americans out there, a lot of people in this country, and, well, at the same exact time, he's saying that he believes it's so unfair that you can't just say anything and have consequences. He believes that you should be able to say anything that you want to with no consequences at all, whether it's on your career or how you're viewed in the public eye or whatever it may be. That's typical Alec Baldwin. Yet again, another celebrity who, by the way, is added on top of George Clooney, Julia Roberts, and many others out there like Jimmy Kimmel, just to name a few, who are now, also Will Ferrell, also, of course, all of them now that we're in January, and I think that they're getting very angry with the fact that we are approaching the next era, they are getting very defensive. That's why they're saying, oh, I have no regrets of what I said, or, you know, we have to focus on the next 4 years and what we're going to do in 2028. But moving on, Baldwin goes on to continue spewing such nonsense. He goes on to continue, so we might as well use our platform, right? And we luckily have a platform from many, many people that we can reach out to change the outcome of who we want to put in office. So might as well use it, right? Not everyone gets that chance, and I support my peers in this industry that believe and support in similar things just like that, which I am willing to defend even if it puts me in a rough spot. But for our opinions and beliefs to impact our career, that is where the hypocrisy lies in this country and what exactly needs to be exposed with every chance that we can get. I'm hoping more and more of those in this business have the courage that I have to really speak up for what I cherish and what I believe in without the fear of what people think, and because we can't be fake to the people. We just can't spread lies to everyone. That's not what we are all about as actors. There is a lot of spinning going on in the media that suddenly doesn't support our views anymore, and I just think it's just some of the media personalities out there becoming opportunists, and it's just making our calls harder to deliver to the public and to those that want to see change and change fast. So that's Alec Baldwin again. Now, let me say one thing before I continue, is that Alec Baldwin, alright, he had two things going on. He had the whole trial situation, he had some blowouts, alright, he had some very big arguments that were caught candidly on camera throughout the past couple of years, and you had these comments, alright, the ones that he's getting very angry about. The comments that he made, like, what was it, like 2-3 weeks ago at this point, where he and Sharon Stone, I believe it was actually talking about how uneducated the American people are and how misinformed they are. And he said it in a very, angry way, and how he really looked very down on the American people. And that's just how a lot of these actors are. They really don't want to take their foot off the pedal of what they're doing, and they don't want to stop and think before they say things. That's what they're doing right now. And look, it's hurting themselves and it's not helping anybody else. I think it would be best for them to keep quiet. They're the ones to say that we should be kept quiet. I think it should be quite the opposite. So again, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens throughout 2025, because we're seeing a lot of these studios now waking up and abandoning ship from a lot of these actors, alright? They're now looking to new talent out there. Whether it's new, young, or old talent, doesn't matter. They want new actors within their slate of movies or TV shows, whatever have you. And that's what they're looking ahead to. They want to focus on a new generation of actors that are not getting engaged in politics to kind of, start fresh, to kind of hit the reset button. That's what some studios are doing right now. Not all. It's a slow turn of the tide, but we're beginning to see that slowly but surely, especially from studios out there like, for example, Universal's doing this a little bit. Warner Brothers is doing this quite a bit, honestly, after ditching George Clooney and Robert De Niro and many others out there as well. But I would love to hear what you all have to say about everything related to Alec Baldwin. He doesn't really have a place to really criticize, the general public after what he said as far as I see things. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.